Welcome back, everyone, to Blade&Soul World Championship 2017. We are on the second half of our broadcast, and we've gotten through so many teams. Groups A and B were what we have seen. We already got our eliminations for the team that lost twice. First in their first round and on to the losers match. If they have lost those matches, they are already eliminated from the World Championship. So,
unfortunately,
for three teams that are still in this, they will be heading off into the next few days to really make their worth and advance to the next rounds as we present them to you. But we will have Group C and Group D to present to you for Part 2. So we'll get the same format that you guys have been aware of. But we'll be doing it for Group C and D, and you'll be seeing a lot more new teams right now.
Yeah, and soon you're going to see on the screen of which teams that are going to be playing in Group C and D, as just Joel mentioned. And you guys may be excited to see some of the teams. But before we see the teams, we'll see the timeline and the schedule of this World Championship of Blade&Soul 2017.
I mean, you see the 1400 marked off. That's the first of our long marathon of World Championship that we're about to finish in an entire week. So today being Wednesday, the 1400 schedule is now over. We're on to the second half of our broadcast. 1900, and we're going to do the same thing. For the Open Qualify, the group stages will last until Friday before we move on to the quarterfinals happening on Saturday. And the semifinals is also going to be happening on Sunday right after, and we'll take about a 4-day break. And when we return on Friday, we will have the grand finals.
Yes.
Show to you guys. So see the overview here. The participating teams, we have Republic of Korea and China, both having 3 seeds available in this World Championship. But we have JC Busan Red and Sky from China. Those two teams have already qualified to the quarterfinals. If you missed our earlier introduction of Part 1 of today's broadcast, you know that these two teams have already made it to the quarterfinals. So see on the stages here, Group A and Group B, we've already played these teams out. We already have our first 2 eliminated teams from the tournament.
Yeah, and from Group A, Japanese team Basilisk Time, and from Group B, we had
Vietnam's Chosen One.
Yes, those 2 are grayed out, as you just saw, and that means they are eliminated. And just for you guys to understand easily, we did this during season 1 and 2. It's called a double elimination. So the losers play the losers, and the loser of that match is eliminated. And now the winner of the losers will wait to play the loser of the winners. And decide the second place and the third place. So it's kind of confusing, but as it goes along, you guys will get used to it. And we now see the matchup of today.
As you say, with the schedule that will be happening, from the next few days, it's gonna get a little confusing just looking at the entire format. But as you stick with us for each day, we will explain to you each part of that day to make you better understand of how the tournament is going. But like I said, currently it's about that 4th place. That's the only teams that are knocked out for today. So we have 2. We're gonna get the other 2 for the ended part of today. And the Group C and Group D to show it to you guys.
Yeah, and we have events on, and unfortunately, it's not for any other servers but the Korean server. So, very sorry to say that the secret codes that come out, unless you have a character on an account in the Korean server, you cannot use it. So we'll just skip over this and just talk about Group C and D. We have some Russian teams, Thailand, Korea, North America, and another Russian team, and a EU, China, and another Korean. So 2 Korea teams, 2 Russian teams.
So we haven't been introduced to any Korean team in Part 1 of our broadcast, and we're finally getting to see GC Busan Blue along with IDEPS to see how they're going to do against the other teams that have come abroad. But we have one of the surprises that we saw in Part 1 was due to the Western teams. We thought, Western teams getting the introduction to Blade&Soul a little bit later than what the Koreans and the other Asian regions have. We thought they might have a little bit of struggle here and there, but disbelief on our thoughts, they still managed to win out both of the games. More notably with Guardian.
Guardian.
Yes, Guardian picking out a win against the Japanese team. Nusa Fan Club. That was actually a huge win for these guys because that Japanese team was one of the stronger teams coming in. They were expected to take first place in the group, but ended up getting 3rd instead. So we're going to go to these next matches, but really just hoping that these Western teams really put up a good fight for the rest of the tournament. But We're going to be introducing to you one of the teams facing off right now. It is RMB Gaming, and these are guys from Russia.
Yes.
You see the names here, Artem Olgotsov and Alexei Golkovenko and Maxim Ivanov to face off here. So they're going to be going up against one of the Thailand teams. They're the only representation from that region.
You said that very smoothly. I think you practiced the names.
Hey, you know,
the Russian names. That sounded pretty good.
I'm pretty fond of
good.
Russian.
All right.
I don't speak any. Speaking the names is not that difficult, but you have the Russian teams. But next time, we're going to introduce the Thailand team to you as well. See these three players.
There we go.
Represented here. They're the only players represented from Thailand.
Yep.
We have Propishan Pitaya, Sergei Popanov, and Konstantin Akasit being represented here for Thailand. These guys are ready to really take on the world in this World Championship because they're the only representation, and we saw Vietnam also having their one team being represented, but did go out in fourth place. So they've already been eliminated, so no more representation from Vietnam, but Thailand, they do have their opportunity here. The first opponent being the Russians, but they're not the Koreans, so they can have a little bit of ease, but really just wanting to get a victory right here will be huge for these guys.
Yeah, but you got to remember the Russian teams are pretty good too as well, because they didn't participate last year as a team or as a region, but we did have a Russian player come by and participate in the events, which means the Russians has started playing this game way before Thailand did.
Oh yeah, definitely, because
so
just looking at the chat, you know, generally when we do stream blade&soul to you guys, I see a lot of Russian fans really typing up on chat of their passion they have for blade&soul. So it's definitely a big event for some of the people over there in Russia to play blade&soul. So these three guys being represented here today, they're going to be looking for a win, and they really have the confidence that they might be really able to get that.
Yeah, and for the first matchup, as you guys just saw, we have a Summoner versus a Destroyer.
Wow.
Summoner from Russia, Destroyer from Thailand.
Summoner once again. We've seen so many Summoners. Is it the meta now? I mean, I tried asking the Korean players. They still don't think it's a meta. That's why Ninja Jump from GC Blues Blue is sticking with the Warlock instead of the Summoner. But this Summoner is trying to get a win here. First Russian side, RMB Gaming. Whether he can get a win, we have to see in game one. Coming right under your way. Get on. We finally begin game one between RMB Gaming versus NeoEs.NS from Thailand.
Yep, and just remember, this is best out of 4, first team to reach 3 points, singles worth 1 point, tag worth 2 points. And also Thailand has not been playing this game for too long, and the fact that they are here competing with all these other regions that are probably stronger than them, you know, I want to commend them and tell them good luck.
Definitely significant enough that they have made it to this stage as the first team in the region to make it this far, and they're trying to have their hopes up to get that win here. And just securing a win in this stage already relieves them of being fourth placing knocked out in the first tournament. So just getting a win here would be huge for these guys, but pretty even going towards both sides for now.
Yep, it is pretty even, but okay. Knockdown, and the cat is on top of me. That is not a good sign.
There's no escape, and that is a Summoner putting out immense damage after that stun without the escape available. So the Russian side, Artem Olgotsov, really picking out the first win against Thailand.
Yeah.
It'll be the first win for these guys. 1-0 for RMB Gaming.
Yeah, good try though. The Destroyer actually was putting up a fight until that Gust and Persistence was out at the same time. Actually, the Gust was almost back.
Yeah.
It was like 4 to 5 seconds left.
Yeah, just about.
Right when that cat got on top of you, and when the cat gets on top of you, and regardless of how many seconds of, you know, count or cooldown you have left, you're gonna get Rumble beat down. It doesn't matter if you're a Destroyer.
There you go. There's right here. So 7
So
seconds.
7 seconds. It was longer.
Yeah.
So yeah, either way he was gonna die, because you know, if the cat's on top of you and you still have 7 seconds left for your Gust, then Yeah, like we talked about, summoners can pull out crazy amounts of burst damage, so don't give them the chance.
As long as you don't give the opportunity, you can face against summoner and find a lot of success, but once you don't have any escapes available and you go down on the ground like that, Cat will claw you all day and give you a lot of damage, will eventually kill you. And that's what happened in Game 1 in RMB Gaming. Currently 1-0 up against NeoEs.NS. So second game will be coming out, the second singles. I wonder who's going to be coming out.
Yep, we'll see that right now.
It's going to be the Warlock of Alexei Golkovenko versus Kosharan Ekasid on the Blade Dancer.
Yep.
These guys will be facing off, but we haven't seen much Warlock versus Blade Dancer in day one today, so that's going to be an interesting matchup of how these guys play, because we still have to get to find out, what kind of play style these different teams have from the region, delivering that really has to take a lot more observation for us to find out what they're really about. But first game, it was a very quick finish for the Summoner. We haven't seen too much action to really determine what their play style is going to be, but second game, hopefully they'll give us a little bit more indication.
Yeah, and I'm also very excited to see Warlocks come out from other regions to see what kind of style they have, and the music has changed. We are ready for our second set. Let's get it on.
And here we go for the second match between RMB Gaming and NeoEs.NS. It's going to be Alexei Golkovenko on the Warlock versus Kosharan Ekasid on the Blade Dancer.
Let's see how this starts off. Familiar isn't okay. The familiar is in the back. There we go. Goes in with the aerial.
So much damage at the time distortion, even to get everything back.
That escape is out for the Blade Dancer. It's not looking good. One more.
Doesn't seem like a lot of damage has been done, but it's that loss of the escape that really matters. For the side of Thailand, and Golkovenko really doing good work.
Oh, the thrall is almost out. All right, the thrall is gone now. The Blade Dancer Phantom grips him right when the thrall is gone.
Yeah, there's the first aerial. It's going to lead to a second aerial most likely. He does have the lightning draw available, which he's going to use. So already 60% damage being dealt already, but he's going to go for a little more than that.
Sanctum is put down, and the Warlock still has his tab escape, and the thrall is back.
Kosharan Ekasid, he's doing pretty well against this Russian side, not showing much fear going forward.
They both have all of their escapes back. When will they use it?
I would say Golkovenko really wants to go for something here, but Ekasid doing everything he can, does the Banner, uses that to his advantage. That's a lot of damage.
Yep, and the body swap is used on the
Warlock side. Alexei Golkovenko really cannot find any answers to this. Taking too much damage for his own good. 31 seconds still left on the cooldown of his tab escape, so he's gonna have to be careful. Ekasid looking for the finisher. Whether he'll get it, he will get it with the last bit of shockwave. And that will be good enough to get the win. So Thailand back on even. NeoEs.NS 1-1 against RMB Gaming. So we got to go to this tag match coming up to decide the winner of the series. Yeah, very close match.
Yeah, very well played. Even considering that, like I mentioned over and over, Thailand didn't have this game. It wasn't very long when they started practicing for this tournament, and Russia got this game way before they did, and the Thailand getting 1 point. It just proves, like, it just shows how much they practice. Yeah, it's so good watching such a new region joining us, or a lately joined region, actually. Say, getting a point. It doesn't matter if they win or not. Just the fact that they got 1 or 2 points in this tournament with all these experienced players, that's what it matters.
And I should say that, I think they still have a way to win this entire series just by winning this next tag. If they can pull things together and find cooperation within the team to get out a win, that will be a good win for them, guys. At least relieving them of the opportunity of getting eliminated from this tournament. They will have advanced to the next round for sure. So getting to the first day will be important for any of these teams, and it's not excluding the Thailand team by whatsoever. The Vietnamese team, the only representation, could not get it done and did get eliminated in that first round, but The Russian team, RMB Gaming, looking a lot more serious now and heading to this game 3 because they know everything's at stake. Everything is even at 1-1 heading into the game 3 with a tag match that can decide it all. So NeoEs.NS really has to pull things together to get one more play done. Get a win here.
Let's hope that they have practiced a lot of tag as well, because you know, singles, yeah, it's easier to practice because you're alone. You can just queue at home maybe, you know, by yourself. But tag, it's all about teamwork, when to interfere, when to tag, you know, when to not use your escape and ask for an interfere to save from your teammates, or tell your teammates not to come in so you can use your tab escape and save an interfere point. So it's all about teamwork and communication. Let's see how both of these teams have prepared for it.
And there are definitely a lot more dynamics when it's involved in tags, rather than just a simple communication that you would lack from singles. You have to implement that into your play when you are about to get those 2 points from a tag match. Both teams are very well aware of that, and they're trying to their best get a win here. Just a win here, get that 2 points, and it will be already 3 points in this best of 4. Will be good enough to win out the series, and the loser of this has to be under that lot of pressure. I think it's a loser's match, so both teams very aware of this situation, but we are going straight onto game 3 to decide whether RMB Gaming or NeoEs.NS will be the one to go down into the losing match and who will be advancing to the next round. So let's get it on. Here we go. Last match to decide it all between these two teams.
Alrighty.
RMB Gaming sends out Alexei Golkovenko, Warlock, who didn't get a win in game 2 in his singles, but he's going to be against Alkabashan Pitaya, side of Thailand.
And there's the Leech with the airborne.
Wow, so
tons of damage.
Put it in. He has to tag out.
Oh, he didn't even stealth or tag, and he just got knocked out in the first 15 seconds. And that was a very good offensive interfere by the summoner as well. And another aerial taking out what is going on? Is there a
anything? I'm supposed to commentate here, but what am I supposed to say in
Is
this
there
kind of
a bug?
situation? I'm sure the producers will let us know if anything unusual is happening, but nothing is coming towards the headset right now. But first minute before it is done.
All right.
Yeah,
GG's.
It's
GG's.
over, yeah. The producers aren't telling us anything, and it is over, yeah. So, RMB Gaming didn't really need the other two teammates. Just got Alexei Golkovenko to win, right? But it does seem very, very unusual. This doesn't seem very normal, no matter how we say how the matchup is a little bit, against the Thailand, of course, because they had the game for a lot less, but probably didn't lead to anything like this. I'm sure we'll get a confirmation if anything is wrong, but the music transition is telling us just RMB Gaming is a very...
Well, we'll have to see, because the victory sign didn't come up yet, and it seems like the Thailand team is talking to the ref through the translator.
Definitely.
So we'll have to see what happens, and just the fact that it's coming back to us.
Okay, so there is
might
a problem.
Be a problem.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to commentate that, and there's nothing to commentate for.
Yeah, like when things like that happen, we can just let the game speak for itself.
It definitely spoke for itself.
Yeah.
First
That's
minute,
what
before the first minute went off, the 3 players died out.
Like when the first guy died without escaping or tagging out, I kind of got excited because I just thought,
that was an error.
Yeah, like maybe he's just miscalculating something, and then he ended up dying. And then when the second player from Thailand did the same thing, had to escape and didn't tag out, I was like, okay, so
something must be wrong.
Yeah, and just let the game speak for itself.
I mean, like I said earlier to ending in the part 1, sometimes even I, as a very a noobish blade&soul player that I like to call myself, I know when to tag out when I have very low health. I don't care about anything. I'm just gonna fat finger that. Yeah, just spam that tag button and just get out. I think the players would know that very well also. So I probably wasn't an intentional mistake on their part, and I think they're is something that we're going to sort out and hopefully we'll provide you with a little bit of solution as to what's going to happen after that play.
Yeah, and I kind of feel bad for me. During that first death, I was thinking in my head, is this the skill level of the Thailand players? But yeah, if it was a technical difficulty, I am so sorry. Yeah, I underestimated you guys. But just the fact that not escaping and not tagging out and not knowing that there was some difficulty, I thought what am I seeing?
Or just Russia's godly.
Yeah.
That's one of those two things.
No, it was a good offensive interference during the airborne because during the airborne you can't escape or tag out, so they try to burst out as much damage as they can when he was in the air. But still, I was like, is this the skill level of Thailand? But now we know that it wasn't, and there was something wrong with their computer. So
thank goodness. Let's
hope we get it fixed and get that rematch underway.
Just for the current situation, we're right above the Thailand their desk, so we can't really see what they're going on. We only can see the Russian side of things. So not much update from our producer yet. By the way, just a new producer, just another update. We're hearing a male voice instead of a female voice. Cringing a little over there, but it's all right. There can be better things to come.
Are you sure?
If he just gives us a little more updates, that'll be perfect.
Actually, yeah. Well, it's the style of different producers.
Sure.
What can we say?
Sure.
But we gotta cover it with our,
with our majestic conversation about everything Blade and Soul. So, we're going on to these players, and you see the screen. The Thailand players, they're really looking up to this NeoEs.NS. They were the first place teams from Thailand. That's how they made it up to this World Championship, and they're finally here. And probably this is not how they want to end out their World Championship debut in this fashion. So
you don't. And since while we're waiting and that secret code is out, just make sure that you don't copy paste that. Don't have a hard time trying to remember what that is, because it does not work on any other server but the Korean server.
And don't blame us if it doesn't work. We already told you.
Yeah.
It only works on the Korean server. So just delete everything on your NA and EU server and create a level 1 account on the Korean server and type that thing. And you'll be fine.
No, they're going to have lag. They're going to have the super delay. And
the 180 ping.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, that's too much. And, as we saw in the first half, we saw was it the Japanese assassin, or was it the Taiwan assassin, where I think it was a Japanese assassin, where he missed the tech chase because I could tell that it was a ping difference where he procced it.
It was the Japanese,
he procced it a little early, thinking he was calculating the delay that he usually has, so he procs it. So when the back roll happens, it procs maybe point something seconds later, but here, when he procced it procced right away, even before the back roll happened. So he missed the tech chase, and he actually, if he landed that landmine, it just staying in my head, because it was, I feel so bad for him, because he knew, the tactic, and he knew what he had to do. It's just he wasn't used to the low latency. So
I mean, it's very similar to me. When I try playing video games at home, I kind of get used to my own home latency. Then I come to the OGN studio and I go to the 17th floor. By the way, a beautiful PC cafe they have over up there, and so highly spec that I never played a video game on that high caliber PC before, and I played it. It's a whole new world, and sometimes do things that I probably shouldn't have because I'm so used to my home PC. I think it's a little bit similar to that, but.
Do things that you shouldn't be doing?
Whatever. It doesn't. It's not the same environment. That's the point I want to make, because these players really want to do things that they don't want to do.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. But anyways, just the fact that our faces are still on the screen, it means they are fixing something. I'm pretty sure they're gonna restart something with the computers, or maybe even the client. I'm not sure. Usually we get the voices in our headsets telling us what kind of problem it may be or what it is. But today, we're on our own.
We literally are the producers. We have to act like everything is working together, but we can reassure you that everything is going under maintenance, and things are going to be fixed sooner or later. And so I think you see on the loading screen here that it's slowly loading back into the game, so we might be able to fix our problems sooner or later.
Yeah, and I apologize, and bear with us, because this is the last deciders match, because it's 1-1, so it is very important. It's let them set up the way they want it to be, and let all the difficulties, be gone. So, I know the waiting is kind of, hearing us talk about, stuff
that we're not supposed to do.
The music is back.
But we are going to do what we're supposed to do and get on to Game 3.
Yes.
The all-important match between RMB Gaming and NeoEs.NS will decide the match. So let's get the match underway. Let's get on. So the lesson of the day is do things that you're supposed to do and not supposed to do. So we're on to RMB Gaming, who is sending out Alexei Golkovenko once again in the same Pompidou Taya side of NeoEs.NS, and he's starting us off. Alexei Golkovenko starting us off strong.
The iron plating comes in from the Destroyer, saving the assassin from taking too much damage.
It's a lot of action already from the side of both teams, really trying to go for the offensive rush.
Yeah, but Russia forcing Thailand to use an interfere already is looking good for the Russian side. And another aerial!
A lot of damage from Golkovenko. Pompidou.
Yeah, and a second interfere from Thailand's side.
Taya really looking for an answer here towards Golkovenko, but not coming through it yet.
Alright, another tag is used. Alright, Russia right now is putting Thailand in the corner, forcing them to use all of their resources very fast.
Mr. Popanu coming in the side of NeoEs.NS. Trying to look for an answer against this Warlock where Pompidou Taya could not do so. The interfere does come in. Don't know what that was for, really.
Seems like an offensive interfere that they wanted to do, but
like
yeah, that was kind of like a waste, and a reactionary staggered interfere came in from Thailand, also not doing anything too much.
Literal questionable of why that interfere was used in the first place, but Golkovenko is still very comfortable, and Lacey gets into the stun. Is he gonna get out of it with a tap escape? Trying to use the defensive interfere to save his tap escape, which he does now, and that's gonna be enough damage coming with that offensive interfere.
The Helix and the Rumblebee combo from the Warlock and the Summoner.
When you have the Warlock and the Summoner doing double damage in a free situation, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, that is not looking good.
That's the Destroyer, very much a stable part of the composition. Gone already.
Deleted.
For the side of NeoEs.NS, and the lightning draw does come through. Trying to put in the damage. Exit doing a pretty good job. He's into the second aerial. We'll have the interfere if he chooses to use it. Does go for the tag. The chase does happen right away as soon as it comes in.
An offensive interfere!
Another Summoner!
One!
And that Summoner really doing what he doesn't even need to be out on the field. He just needs to keep using that interfere, and that'll be good enough. And an instant finish right away.
With the Dragon Tongue and the
this time it is real, and NeoEs.NS will be out of the tournament. That's the. I mean, they'll go to the losers match. They'll go to the loser, but they will be out of this series for now. So they're gonna be very unhappy with this situation. RMB Gaming doing very good of winning the first round matchup. They'll be advancing to the next round. Seemed like there was a little bit of disagreement between the players, as we can see on the expression, but nonetheless, NeoEs.NS, the only representation from Thailand, having one last chance to stay in the tournament. That will be the losers match in 2 more games to come. In the end, the winner does go to RMB Gaming from Russia.
Yeah, and I hope Thailand team. We all know, since I told you that they haven't been playing this game for so long, and they are less experienced. But I just hope that they don't give up hope and stay together and talk about how they will play better for the next match, so they don't get knocked out. And here we go. Yeah, this is the first set of combos from the Warlock and the Summoner coming right up.
So strong, because we know the Warlock has immense damage potential, but Summoner even has more.
And when they're both out there and you're in the air, unable to escape or tag, you're basically done. That's when you need the Destroyer to come in and do your, iron plating for you guys.
But the Destroyer was gone before he could do anything, so definitely a loss over to NeoEs.NS. The first winner of part 2 of our broadcast does go over to RMB Gaming from Russia. We're going to be back after a short break. We're going to be finally seeing the Korean teams with IDEPS and the NA representation, the first seed from that region, which is Hurricane. They're going to be facing off in match 2, heading right up. So we're going to go to a short break. We'll be back right afterwards, so stay tuned.